Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with some Cold War Zombies info. Today and yesterday, Treyarch tweeted out some new zombie stuff for DLC 4. As you guys may or may not know, so I'm going to go over it just in case, like I mentioned before, or for the last couple years now, that if you're not on Twitter, most of the intel and information goes out on Twitter, and then and maybe Instagram and maybe Facebook, but most of it's on Twitter. So I want to kind of go over some stuff real quick, give my thoughts on it, what it could all mean, and stuff about it. I didn't do any of this yesterday, and I've been kind of like lagging behind, mainly because, to be honest with you, 9 out of 12 months of the year, I'm like a die-hard Easter egg solver and stuff like that, or maybe a couple weeks, and then right before the information drops or when it does drop, I kind of transform into a fan and just sit back and look at everything, enjoy everything, not try and dive too much into it, overthink it, or rush a video onto um, YouTube trying to like explain stuff and look too deep into stuff. I just try to take it as face value as a fan, enjoy the stuff that they put out there. And of course, the game cycle is coming to an end, and then we're going to get Vanguard in a couple more weeks or a couple more months. But again, I love Easter egg solving, trying to think and let people know what might be coming, research stuff. But then there's a time of the year, right before the DLC comes out or when the info actually comes out, to see what I was right about, sit back again and enjoy it. And the stuff that they released today and yesterday is just amazing. So I'm just going to play real quickly the GIF, and it shows the red light, green light campaign map structure, or base facility or training facility that Perseus, I believe, used in the campaign, or Russia, I think, because this is in Ukraine, which is technically not part of Russia, I believe, unless Russia. It was part of Russia back then in the 80s, and then maybe split off eventually after that. I don't know the real life time frame, but I think it's definitely in Ukraine. Not sure if it's Russia was part, or Ukraine was part of Russia back then. But anyways, the training facilities that mimic, I think, parts of the United States, just in case, I guess, if they ever wanted to invade cities in the United States or anything like that, maybe just to scare people back then. But as you can see, the facility looks amazing. It looks like it looks like what should quintessentially be the final boss round, and that's what I think I like about it the most. If you're gonna create a final boss round or boss map in a game or something like that, funny enough, like maybe from the 80s, like this is what the final round looks like, or the final like boss round should look like, or the final map. The big headquarters where the boss is, maybe inside, and then we have to like infiltrate it and try and kill them, or rescue, as you can see, or probably know, rescue whoever's captured, and the final castle in like Super Mario Brothers, or maybe even the Chaos story where uh, Scarlet was looking for her dad. So stuff like that. This is exactly, which is awesome, what it reminds me of. Maybe even Origins. Origins is a big map, and it has like the same kind of layout almost, as far as the stuff in the sky, the portal in the sky, Gorod Krovi, I think some people have mentioned. But it does remind me of what I would imagine. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you try and figure stuff out, but when you finally see the big reveal, sometimes you need to just like shut up and like take a back seat and just enjoy it. Again, I know people like just look at it, don't enjoy it, and rush a video up on YouTube. And it reminds me also of the same thing. You go to a basketball, football game, a professional game, baseball, or even hockey. People aren't watching the game anymore. They're just having their phone out, clipping stuff, and then putting it up on social media. I feel like nobody really sits and enjoys stuff and like takes it all in like they used to. Now it's just like, all right, it's the map. They tweeted it out. Let me just screen capture it and then put it up, or retweet it and stuff like that. I just sit back and am at awe when I see this stuff, and that's what I mentioned before about reaction videos, where I don't do that stuff because um, I would just be like speechless the whole time. and at awe and speechless. So I just like enjoy it, become a fan and stuff like that. Even like Super Bowl, NBA Finals, World Series, Stanley Cup Finals. If you're a professional athlete, you just want to sit back and relax it. You don't want to be an athlete. You just want to be a fan and sit back and enjoy it. So that was the final round or final map. It looks like for the Forsaken. We're probably gonna maybe teleport, or somebody's gonna teleport in. Or maybe we're gonna drop in, which is interesting. And the only other thing too, like I tell people, I try and mention stuff instead of regurgitate what everybody else does. So I try and point out stuff that people might not know. So in COD Mobile, once you die, you go to Purgatory, and then you fall through the sky because you're entering Purgatory. So that's what that reminds me of, because that's in COD Mobile. Looking back now, maybe Gorod Crovey, maybe that's something that we missed, that maybe our characters died or teleported in and we're in another form of purgatory. That's the angle that they used in COD Mobile, which fits perfectly, so I'm not sure if they're going with that or it's just a portal. Again, don't want to overthink it too much. It could mean a couple other things, but it would make this literally a 30-minute, 40-minute, because the portal in Origins, if people haven't solved that yet, that signifies something else, which is very important. Again, COD Mobile did a great job making it, known that it's in you're entering purgatory, because one of the operator dies, she gets shot in the face, and then the next scene shows her falling into out of the portal into purgatory, because once you get shot, you're kind of like in between dying or going to hell or heaven and stuff like that. So that's enough rambling about that. Next thing was the RCXD. The RCXD. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, so I'm gonna click on that. Okay, that looks good. Um, it's called the ARCXD, which is probably Ethereum radio controlled XD. Not gonna go over that. I mean, that's pretty much it is. It's in every single Black Ops game to date. Um, you can explode it. I believe it might have a camera on. It does have a camera on it, and stuff like that. So that's that. Everybody should know what that is. Not gonna waste too much time. It was made by Dr. Hugo Yeager. And says the Ethereum remote controlled explosive device. See, that's the thing too. Like back in the day, and that's why I'm like stumbling. It used to be a radio controlled car, I believe, but now they changed it to remote control, because all my life I've heard it as radio controlled, I believe, because it used to use like radio waves and stuff like that, I believe. So that's that. The next big thing, which I'm gonna play it, and it should play, actually I'm not gonna play it, just in case it's copyrighted. But we're getting the PhD Flopper theme song, so that confirms that PhD is definitely coming back as the perk. Don't know if it's the only perk coming back, or people are speculating that's mixed up with other perks. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty epic, because actually I was just playing World War II, and to have like the flak jacket perk, and in the other games, PhD Flopper, we don't take explosive device, you're pretty much invincible, because especially in the game now, there's so many explosive weapons that you're pretty much invincible. You just shoot it at your feet, or at the zombies, and you don't take any splash damage, which is pretty cool, especially with the ray gun. It's pretty huge if you get it with the ray gun, which is pretty good. And that is, the most important thing is the logo. I probably should start to the bottom, went to the top, but I'm a little bit behind, like I said. Here is the Forsaken. It looks pretty cool. It definitely looks alien-like in a way, or outworldly, or out of this world, or alien-like. So that looks pretty amazing. I'm just gonna click on it just in case you haven't seen it yet. So that's what that looks like. It's pretty sweet. And last but not least is the new weapons that are coming, Forged and Etheria. And Ethereum was actually a real thing. I thought it was just a word, and I've seen that nobody covered that or mentioned anything about it. And unless they're gonna do separate videos about it, people are gonna talk about it differently. But it's a weapon. It looks like maybe a submachine gun and maybe like a little Uzi type gun on the left, shooting crystals. Definitely, and I can probably Google it, but I won't right now. It definitely looks like something out of Halo more than anything. So they might be taking some elements from Halo, paying respects to Halo, paying homage, inspiration from Halo, because that is definitely in the Halo series. As far as the axe type weapon or hammer, that unless it's just like shooting bows, maybe it's a different type that shoots stuff. Unless it's a melee weapon, um, but those are actually made in Etheria, which is an actual real place. A lot of people kind of skipped over that. Like I said too, I think people just kind of mentioning the main points, like this is the logo, these are the weapons, um, this is the new perk, this is the new car, this is the new arena or map, and not really going too much into it unless people do it separately. We do have maybe a week until then. But it said forged in the pools of Etheria, two forms of chrysolite shall take. Um, Etheria is actually like a mythical place, so that's going to be pretty cool to see how they rope that into everything. Uh, kind of like Greek mythology, I believe was a real place, and I believe it's in Minecraft also. So that'd be kind of cool if you can forge stuff, or forge, or salvage stuff with the axe. Maybe like in Fortnite or something. Not Fortnite. Well, maybe Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite and Minecraft. Um, and this is recovered from the Dark Aether, ancient weapon made by Strauss, or the one that found it and stuff like that. His team. Um, that's that. So that's just stuff that I wanted to go over. Um, the logo is amazing. Like I said, you can come up with so many different theories of stuff, but what Treyarch does is just takes it to another level. Like there's no way anybody thought this was gonna look like that or could imagine that it would look that sweet. Um, like if you're a fan, and that's why they're professionals and that's why they're best in the business. No one can ever have imagined it would have looked that nice. Um, and even the weapons and stuff, people had their theories, and I said that before, and people hated me for saying it. Um, Everything that YouTubers do are just theories. Nobody's ever gonna come close. What they do, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, and I have to try not to do it as much anymore. Every inside information stuff that people have is just BS, bogus. Doesn't exist. Because no one can ever think of stuff like this. Um, People said, "Oh, I have inside information that it's going to look like this and like that," and it's all BS, and they get exposed every time the real information comes out. And that's just to show proof. Nobody mentioned anything like this. People are just going to say, "Oh, it got scrapped, and they came up with this idea, and they switched it to this, and stuff like that." But again, this is just a recap, just in case, again, you're not on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. You can see what's coming, and it's coming a week from now on the 7th. I'll see you guys later.